Tonight, a WAND News exclusive, The Invisible Enemy. Hundreds of airmen and Department of Defense contractors, some from Illinois, were exposed to lethal radiation during classified missions in the Nevada desert. WAND investigative reporter Doug Wolf reports tonight on the serious health issues being faced by those who serve there and how they are denied health benefits because their work is still considered top secret.
They served their country at the Nevada Test and Training Range, NTTR, performing top secret work.
I have brain atrophy.
Colon cancer. In 2018, they removed the right half of my colon.
Military personnel and Department of Defense contractors who say they were unknowingly exposed to lethal radiation and chemical contamination. Decades later, sick or dying, developing lung issues, lumps, tumors, and a wide variety of different cancers.
Throat and mouth, and I had tongue removed.
Right now, I'm dealing with prostate cancer.
They can't get medical expenses covered or support for their families when they die. Their work at the NTTR, which included development of stealth aircraft, was so top secret the government won't admit they were even there. Dave Crete tells me the Veterans Administration won't cover costs because records don't show where they served.
Specifically, I have brain atrophy, which my doctor at the VA believes would be the result of radiation exposure. The issue that we have, though, is that the VA denies I was anywhere that would have happened.
We have is, of course, all of our documentation, instead of giving a location, said data mask.
They don't acknowledge us because we were in a top secret environment.
The location where they served on military records simply says data masked.
Without that, the VA pretty much just kind of washes their hands and says, well, we don't know what data mask is, so there ain't much we can do about that.
The Nevada location is where the military tested nuclear weapons, creating mushroom clouds, spreading debris for miles.
Almost 1,000 detonations within NTTR.
So many tests, Las Vegas was known as Atomic City and used the detonations of bombs as a tourist attraction.
They used to have parties in Vegas to watch the mushroom cloud go off out in the desert some 50, 60 miles away. And there's old pictures, old black and white pictures in Vegas of people at the pool all watching the detonation.
The military knew there was a risk of locating personnel in this desert location, as outlined in this 1975 environmental report by a government agency, which we were able to find with a simple Google search. The report cited the existence of plutonium from tests carried out in 1963, discounting dangers, saying these areas are well fenced and there's no indication of migration of this surface contamination outside of the fence.
It is a barbed wire fence. And the big joke for us now is only a military-grade barbed wire could possibly stop the spread of radiation.
The report even did a cost-benefit analysis.
There's three things out there. There's horses, there's tumbleweeds, there's people. Which liability did they figure they were going to have to deal with later? I don't think they cared too much about the horses or the tumbleweeds.
The report concluding, the cost of these benefits imply as long as the nation chooses to maintain an up-to-date nuclear weapons stockpile, some facilities such as the Tonopah Test Range must continue to exist. The environmental costs inherent in the work are small and reasonable for the benefits received.
And they said the juice is worth the squeeze. So they knew what they were doing, and they exposed my generation of guys that were up there, but they continue to do it today.
Robert Kraus grew up in Champaign and worked as a vendor at Memorial Stadium at the University of Illinois.
In the 70s, I used to sling hot dogs and sodas at the football game.
A Navy veteran, Robert worked at the NTTR for the Department of Defense. He was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and bone marrow cancer. He was later diagnosed with a cancerous teratoma.
Due to radiation and the surgery, I cannot swallow, so I'm on a tube.
Like others, the military does not acknowledge where Robert served. and won't provide him with benefits such as health care, giving him a 0 disability rating.
But if I had a disability rating, I would get that for free and get money.
Richard Johnston was an Air Force avionics technician. He has dealt with several illnesses. Right now, it's prostate cancer. Because the location of his service is a secret, he can't get the VA benefits he needs. He believes his wife may have had problems caused by his service. After several miscarriages, she gave birth to a son with curvature of the spine. Richard says the afterbirth was unusual in appearance.
So I kind of know what a normal afterbirth and stuff looks like. And this was not normal in any way. It was just a mass of something.
Even a superior officer who was responsible for making sure people were working in a safe environment did not know what they were being exposed to.
He didn't know about the radiation exposure until I told him. His job was to make sure we were working in safe conditions, yet the government never told him what we were being exposed to while we were there.
Dave Creed has founded a not-for-profit called The Invisible Enemy. According to the nonprofit, A Memory of Fallen page, they currently have 363 individuals who have died from what they believe are health issues related to the NTTR. Current day personnel may also be in jeopardy.
Could those guys still be facing the same problems you were facing?
100%. Half-life's 24,000 years.
You know, I worry every day, okay, when does my turn come?
Legislation helping those veterans is pending in Congress. For WAND Investigates, I'm Doug Wolf reporting.
WAND News did reach out to the Department of Defense for comment. They referred us to the Air Force, but we did not hear back by the